Hello to my Pisces. All right, Pisces, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's see what's in your cards. We're about to. This reading is going to close us out for the rest of this cycle. The cycle actually ends, I believe, on the 28th of January. So it's going to close us up. Just going to take us on throughout the rest of this cycle. So let's get into it. Let's get right into it. All right. This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. If you're interested in a personal reading, the information is down below in the description. In the description. In the description. Don't forget to check out our Etsy store. That link is below in the description. We have candles and we have lots of yummy things over there for those of you all. And we're doing a giveaway right now during Aquarius season for those of you all who have Aquarius in your birth chart, or if you're on the cusp, you may want to participate. Hint, hint. So it's open to everybody. Let's get into it. Let's set the tone for your reading. Every word I speak is with love and truth and good intention. Right? Good intention. Right? Every word I speak. That's right. Good intentions. Good intentions. Right? And your actions behind it. Good intentions and putting action behind the good intentions. Right? It's not just a good intention. It's the action behind it. Right? So let's do it. Let's pick an angel number. This is a big deck, right? This is a let's see what your angel number is. Angel number, angel number, angel number. See what this angel number is for you, Pisces. Talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart, wherever Pisces is in your birth chart, wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Let's do it. 557, expansive thoughts. Consider a new perspective. A simple change in perspective will shed light on the situation before you. Open your mind to hearing and seeing new interpretations of what you are currently dealing with. Your angels will work through through curiosity, inspiration, and even other people to relay their message. Write down all your inspired thoughts in this moment, no matter how inconsequential you may think they are. Okay? So 557 is your angel number. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's get right into it. This is a cool angel number deck. Let's see. Let's see what's in your cards. Yeah, let's see what's in your cards. Let's get into it. We're going to start out with this deck here. I already prayed over everyone's cards. Let's see what's in your 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 cards. Ooh, okay, that card jumped out. This came from another deck. Okay, so somebody is teamed up. Somebody, first of all, Source wants to put you in a leadership position, right? Source wants to, so if somebody is working a job, you may be starting to look for jobs or whatever, and Source wants to put you in a leadership position, but it's coming from Source, right? It's a job from human, but there's a job from Source, right? So you have to decide, you know, who you working for, right? Being a cheerful giver that you are. Who you want to work for? Who do you want to work for? And that is going to take Source giving you, you asking Source for complete and total clarity. So you can believe one thing. You can say, I believe this is who Source is calling me to do. This is what Source is calling me to do. But you want the physical evidence of it. So that would be, I believe, talking about expanding something. I believe that this is the job that I want to take here. So that's just in a leadership position. I believe this is the job. But you want the physical part. Because you can get overwhelmed. Sometimes people do have some people do have the this overwhelm of, you got more than one leadership job to choose from. Like, okay, I have a leadership job, but I don't know if it's a good problem to have, because now I got all these offers, all this coming across the table. Like, which one do I choose? Right? That's where you go to Source, for real. Like, that's where you say, I will higher power. I don't try to push religious or whatever on anybody, but whatever you feel like is a higher power or whatever, you go on there. Okay, even if it's hugging a tree or sunbathing, whatever, grounding, I mean, whatever you do, that's where you're going for clarity. Wherever you go for clarity is where you're going to go to get to answers, because I feel like you have been in positions before, but you had no authority whatsoever. So you need complete and total clarity, and you need to be detailed when you talk about what you're asking for a negotiation table. what you're asking for. So somebody comes to put you in a leadership position, or some people want to put you in a leadership position. So you need to be clear. You need to be crystal clear. So if your intention is to be a team, then be a team. There's no I in team. There's no I in team. If your intention is to be a team, whether it's in your personal or your professional life, then be a team player. Yeah. And leave all the secrets behind. Leave all the shade behind. All of the the stuff in the dark and all that mess. This is the moon card. All the belief. Oh, I believe that somebody such and such. I believe. Negotiate up front. I believe my coworker is getting more money than I did. That's because your coworker negotiated. That's what it's saying, because that number 3 looks like lips. Because your coworker said, your colleague said, okay, this is my number of years. I've been doing such and such and such and such, and this is what I believe I deserve. They telling people, whoever, why they deserve to be in a leadership position. That's why. You know what I'm saying, Pisces? I see a leadership position coming your way. I think we've all worked with people who had to sit there and listen to your colleagues go, I believe so-and-so is getting paid more money. And they probably are. That's because they asked. They spoke up. They asked. So if you're able to believe that someone is a wolf in sheep's clothing, with that same mouth that you believe, you need to believe in you being a leader. You need to believe in being in spaces where you can be enlightened as a leader, right? So it's called mirror work. You're not restricted. It's called mirror work. You're not restricted. You're your only restriction. When you look in the mirror, you need to believe. I see myself being a leader. Yeah, I see myself being a leader. It looks like there were some energies from the past that did something behind your back. Let me see. That did something behind your back. Some seeds were planted. Some energies that did something behind your back. They were all a team. It's 3 earth signs. Capricorn, Virgo, Taurus. That did something behind your back. Using someone to restrict you. Use a Capricorn to restrict you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Somebody who has Capricorn in their birth chart to restrict you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Right. At first, and you knew what they thought about you because of how they talked to you, right? How they talked to you, right? Yeah. Somebody manipulated. Somebody but it brought you to a new level of emotional maturity. Something brought you to a new level of emotional maturity and clarity. So it brought you to the a clearer way of thinking, because caused you to be wiser, taught you to learn how to use your sword, accordingly. It's like going into a job interview and somebody basically treating you like you're not qualified for a leadership position. Then why are you there? So it's saying you came there because you are qualified for something, so you're not restricted. So it's time to speak up. That's what Source is trying to tell you. You are. It's time for you to speak up. Some seeds were planted, that you're not smart enough. In other words, you're not smart enough. You're not wise enough. You can't be such and such, whatever. Yeah. This is an organization. An organization is saying this, that you're not qualified. You don't have the leadership. Y'all know what I'm saying. Like, some people feel like you don't have the training. If y'all ever been in places, people say you don't have the training. You don't have the training to do this. You don't have the intellect, and you don't have the training to do such and such. Like, what? Like, everybody can be taught. Like, for real. Like, everybody can be taught. So, I do see Yeah, this is Five of Cups here. Yeah, this is Five of Cups here. Somebody, these are people from your past, basically saying that you can't. Mm-hmm. This is Scorpio. Yeah, some people are just basically like they just can't see it, right? They basically like they just can't see you in. Um, okay, so it's two situations going on here. Looking at your cards, hold on. So first of all, something was done behind your back without your knowledge. That was one, right? So in other words, somebody did something to you, maybe like in the past. Past could have been yesterday, last week, whatever. Somebody did something without your knowledge to restrict you, to justify restricting you, right? Somebody came up with an idea. There's a Scorpio that came up with an idea to do something to restrict you. And this is what you and somebody have in common. So usually when we're talking about Scorpio, we talk about death. So somebody had to talk about something, a past death, like somebody died, something ended, a job ended, somebody's life ended, something that will cause you to go back down to a low frequency. So obviously you must have come, this person right here was at a high frequency. You see the water is separating you from some kind of a dark something, right? So you had to have moved on in order for somebody to bring you back to something that would put you in a low place emotionally. Um, so somebody thought of something. Let's talk about this. Let's talk about such and such to bring them back to a low place. So this is very methodically done. And also, but the light is shining on this now. The sun illuminates the moon. So everything is being brought to the light as to what was done, who was a player in everything to try to restrict you, how they talked to you as if you were something was mentally wrong with you, like you was depressed, the person head hung low, dressing dark, all of this other stuff. All of it's coming out. Who were the players in this? So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm. Yeah. So somebody, this is the hermit mode, right? That's what I'm saying. Like, in order for the moon, you want source to bring physical to something. Like, you want the physical evidence of something. So that can pop up in any kind of way. All right. Of who's involved in something from your past. It's three energies. And that's what you and somebody have in common. It's like, okay, well, we're going to restrict them. So we're going to come up with an idea. What idea can we come up with? You also got to know what ruling planets, what's the zodiac signs, what their planets are. What planets rule zodiac signs, right? So if it's a Scorpio, it's ruled by death, and it's ruled the death card and also the judgment card, right? So something from your past, you and somebody have in common, talking about something. But I see you thriving. Something was definitely trying to restrict you because something came to light. This is you sitting on the throne. And again, I'm talking to you whoever Pisces is in your birth chart. But I see you actually thriving. I don't see you behind closed doors feeling like you don't know who you are. When you look in the mirror, I see somebody who's very smart. I see you in a leadership position. People know it. And that's coming through the air. This is air, energy of air. And this is what a lot of people have in common. Some people this is hermit card, go into hermit mode and just start thriving. That's when the lights really turn on. Like, some people are just introverted. They're not shy. They're just introverted, right? Somebody went ahead to learn that they are, a hermit. That's where you get your downloads. You go to hermit mode. So that's what you and somebody have in common. You and a soulmate. first of all, this started out with both of your hands. It's your dark in you and the light in you, right? So something had to be brought to the light in you, and it had to be brought to the light with somebody else. Here's the Two of Cups here. So something was brought into the light, right? So here we had the 5, 2, and 7. Yeah. And so you had to come out of an environment. Something woke you up out of the environment that you were in. Somebody was in a poisonous environment. Maybe the conversation was just, like I said, you were just restricted in whatever environment you were in. Maybe people talk to you like you weren't, you know what I'm saying? Like you could be in an environment where people look at you and go, you would not be a good fit for this job, or you wouldn't be a good fit for this environment. And then you go into another place and you're perfect fit for where you are. You can be a perfect fit for where you are, right? So I do see you being a leader. So I'm seeing also financial independence here. I'm seeing financial independence here. So I do see your money growing. I do see financial independence for you. I do see you being in a leadership position, on a job. I do see you and somebody putting the past behind you. Finally, you and somebody who are soulmates putting the past behind you. And I do see you moving forward. I see you moving forward. Right? There's enough information at this point. You've been enlightened. You know exactly what works for you, what doesn't work for you. Somebody has enough physical information. Like I said, you're smart. You need to look in the mirror. You need to do the mirror work. You know exactly what, like in terms of like soulmate. Soulmate is for you. That's just a kindred spirit. That's all it is. It's just a kindred spirit. Right? You're a light high priestess. I'm talking to men and women, Pisces. Light high priestess. You've done the shadow work. Why wouldn't you be in a leadership position? Like, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't be. Yeah, you may have been sacrificed, but you've already sacrificed enough. So say, just put an end to the sacrifice. You've sacrificed enough. So that's why you can justify, yes, you deserve to be in a leadership position because of ... There you go. Bam. So congratulations. All right. Let's see what else we got going on here. Let's see. Let's see. Hold on for just a second. See what other cards we got going on here. Yep. So I definitely feel like looking at your card. Where's the card? Yeah, definitely feel like looking at your cards here. Because I'm trying to see if there's any fire in the cards. Something you're just no longer motivated by anymore. Like somebody's just no longer motivated by talking about people behind their backs anymore. You're just not, something just does not motivate you anymore. Like somebody is really all about teamwork. And that's a great place to be in. It's a really, really good place to be in. And so looking at your cards, like I said, expansive thoughts, consider a new perspective. You and somebody are definitely putting the past behind you. Like I said, you want to, like I said, you feel like you feel something in your spirit. Like you feel like you're just kindred spirits. Yeah, here we had the Chariot card. So I feel like somebody's getting married. I feel like somebody's getting married. Yeah. I feel like somebody's getting married. I feel like you may have talked about it. I feel like you and somebody may have talked about, some things. Let me see what this card is. So marriage is not always romantic. I mean, it could be for somebody, but it could also be like married in business. Like I feel like you and somebody, like I said, it could be like y'all could be going into business together. I feel like y'all could be like just something about their energy. That's how people find out who their kindred spirits are. It's not always like you know, well, if you got, like, if you're a parent and you have several kids, it's not always like, you know, it could appear that some parents like more some kids more than the other. I mean, there's sometimes it is unhealthy, but I mean, just the behavior behind the energy behind it. But some people just gravitate more towards this or that. Some people just gravitate more towards this sibling than that sibling, or this friend than that friend, or this group of people than that group of people. You know, so wherever I feel like you most enlightened, wherever it's a better fit for you, it's just a better fit for you. That's what I'm saying. That's where I see you thriving. That's why I see you and somebody gonna finally be able to put the past behind you. You're gonna finally see, okay, listen, this is where you thrive. You feel like you have enough information at this point where you say, you know what, it's just time to put the past behind you and thrive. Take the blindfolds off. Yeah, you were at an impasse before. You were at an impasse before. You and somebody could have been at an impasse before. You could have had a lot of people in your ears talking about some stuff, you know. But I say you can defend your decision to move on without coming across as defensive. You can defend your decision to move on without coming across as defensive. Yeah. So I see you healing. I see you healing. I see you healing. So this feels like this is kind of a love reading for somebody. I feel like there's just, like I said, two kindred spirits. People meet however they're supposed to meet. The energy that I'm picking up from this, on one hand, I feel like I'm talking about like a romantic situation, and if that's the case, and if people had issues with whatever the situation is, I feel like whoever you may think have the most issue with it probably doesn't have an issue with it at all. They probably actually would be happy for you. I think a lot of times because it's how things are done and what's said and all the, you know, the uncomfortable around everything. When we talk about the moon card, like what's exposed, and if it's exposed before, you know, like when we talk about people feeling like they were blindsided, all the other stuff that goes on around it is what actually adds to the pain, which actually adds to the pain. But if it's something that was meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's something that's meant to be, it's meant to be. So go for it. I don't think if it was just out in the open, like just out in the light, people would probably say, okay, whatever. If it's a platonic, because that can also be soulmate energy too, by that same token, if it's parent, adult, kids, or whatever, and your child decides you are their soulmate, meaning that you chose them and the other parent is upset. Let's say, for instance, you have kids with your ex, and your ex is like, oh, I know you turned them against me, and I know you was sitting over there, had them caught up in a corner, you know, like with, you know, aluminum foil on their head, just constantly, just, you know, whatever. It could just be that adult child gravitates more towards you than ex, because y'all are just kindred spirits, right? And so, or it could gravitate towards them because they are kindred spirits. It's not always that somebody's got somebody stuck in a corner 8-9 hours a day with just a bunch of negativity in people's ears. So it's a source of saying to you, you got some good news coming across your path. If you feel like you got a leadership position coming across your path, like I said before, I do feel like somebody is going to be, you and somebody are going to be in a really good headspace. It'll feel more like a team. It feels like a family team situation versus everybody feels restricted and negativity being said, and I knew something was going on behind closed door. There's a bunch of negativity. Adults, this is King of Sword energy, is crown to crown. It's throne to throne. Where somebody says, oh, put the past behind you. That's a good fit. Your soulmate. Oh, that adult child wants to gravitate towards that particular parent. Hey, no problem at all. Yeah. Not the character assassination where it's just showing a bunch of cracks in the foundation. where people are no longer talking to each other, because that's what it looks like. It looks like as soon as somebody moved on, it's like all heck broke loose. It looks like that's what Seven of Swords is. This is like a bunch of character assassinations. It's like somebody couldn't wait. People could not wait for somebody to move on. And just like character assassination. And somebody felt blindsided. Yeah. Somebody felt just completely blindsided by everything. So here's a Temperance card. So Source is saying everybody got to see stuff from a higher frequency. Everybody got to see something from a higher frequency because, yeah, everybody not practicing witchcraft. Everybody not practicing witchcraft. That's the part everybody need to educate themselves on, because even watching tarot, somebody see these are tarot cards. Somebody can see a crystal ball or whatever. Somebody can even see a broom or burning bowl, for instance. Everybody's not into spell work. Could be somebody saying the same thing over and over and over again. Words, spelling, right? So the more somebody invests in educating themselves on those things, a lot of people don't even know that they're working with people that practice dark magic in the workplace, through bullying, through, their energy. So something is bringing you into the light about something. Something is definitely bringing you into the light about something. Yeah. Here we have the Six of Pentacles. You're going to get out of something what you put into it. You're going to get out of something what you put into it. That's for sure. You're going to get out of something what you put into it. But that is what I see for you all. You're going to get out of something what you put into it. And that's going to be the main thing. That's going to be it for you. If you ever worked for any company where people could tell you, they would say, oh, you can't pray in the company, but you can talk about paranormal activity and dark magic and witchcraft and that kind of stuff, you may be like, oh my God, you had no idea such and such. But to each his own. Does that mean you're going to stop working there that day? Not necessarily. Not just paying your bills. No, you ain't going to stop working there because it happens more than people know. We talk about words, spellings, spells. So believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. So congratulations to somebody in a leadership position. And again, I'm not talking to you just if your sun sign is Pisces. I'm talking to you wherever Pisces is in your birth chart. Make an altar. Yeah, a lot of people they have altars in their house and don't even realize they got pictures of loved ones who have transitioned that you speak to every single day. You got flowers around it, plants. Somebody gonna start remembering. Oh, that's right. Your grandparents did have those plants around them, pictures of their loved ones. Well, they did have that table sitting over in the corner with those pictures on the table of the loved one who transitioned. So, I do see, like I said before, someone really educating themselves. I see somebody really educating themselves. That's what Source is saying. It's time for you to do the mirror work and stop restricting yourselves by what you see when you look in the mirror. Just because other people see you and they see you a particular way. So say you stop restricting yourself. Stop restricting yourself. You don't have to copy anybody. You don't have to be like anybody. None of those things. You just have to believe in you. Believe in yourself. Believe in your gift. You got the whole world in front of you. A lot of opportunities coming your way. Because I don't see you going back to this. I got to team up with people for money. And I got to restrict somebody else. And I got to, whatever. You don't have to do all that. Here we have the King of Swords here. You don't have to do that. And remember, everything that's being said about you behind your back is not a negative, if I can say that. See? Everything that's being said about you behind your back is not a negative. Seven of Swords. It's not always character assassination. I think that's the part that a lot of people forget. That everybody don't have that in common. Everybody's not talking negatively about you. Everybody's not looking at you like, oh, this person, they not qualified. They not smart enough. They dumb as a box of rocks. No. That's not, somebody's not saying that. Some people will, but some people don't. Some people are like, the person just need a minute. Somebody need a minute. They're going to invest in themselves. So I do see you getting back to doing something that you definitely wanted to do, at some point. I definitely don't see you going back to restricting yourself. It's just like I said, it's going to be some kind of investment that you're going to make in yourself. Whatever you've been believing in, I don't know, because I see you as a leader. I don't know who I'm talking to, and I don't know if I'm encouraging somebody or you even more nervous if your teeth are chattering and your knees knocking. I don't know. But I feel like if somebody just really put the energy in and invest in yourself like you've been investing in other things, like people believe all this horrible stuff about you in the past, whatever, they put that energy in you, whatever. Source is saying it's time for you to start, clearing the air for real. Like, it's this right here, all this air, it's time for air cleansing. Let them people talk. Let them talk. You trying to build, you don't have time for all of that. Do you and let them do them. Anyway, that's what I have. I mean, hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this is helpful. We got work to do. People from your past. It's like, you know what I feel like? I feel like Source intentionally, physically. This is what this Five of Cups here. Source, it's like this dark water. This water that separates you and somebody. Source physically, like it's like Source, pick your feet up and physically move your physical body away from some energies, like for real. Like Source physically moved you away from, because otherwise you would have just been going with the flow. Source had to physically get you away from certain energies in order for you to start believing in your own, believing in yourself. So now it's time for you to invest in you. You don't have any restrictions. None. Not your age, not your skin color, nothing. None. Time for you to build strength. That's right. That third eye strength. Your mental strength. I don't care if you got to write something down 15 times to memorize it. Get it. Learn it. Understand it. Like, get it. That's what I'm saying for you all. Hopefully this has been encouraging for somebody, but your reading is like very positive. But like I said before, expansive thoughts. Consider a new perspective, right? Because you have a new situation that's right there in front of you, and Source really wants you to get to that, focus on that, and leave some other stuff behind. Like really leave some stuff behind. Really just put the work in. You and somebody put the work in. And leave some other stuff behind, which I feel like somebody is ready. I feel like you're ready. I feel like your spirit is ready to leave some stuff behind. I don't know who I'm talking to, but I feel like your spirit is just ready to leave something behind, to close out the cycle. Like I feel like whatever because we're coming up on Uranus is about to go station direct. So I feel like you're ready to like fully leave the circus behind, like completely leave the circus behind. That's not saying you call anybody circus animals, but you ready to leave it behind for real. Like, so do it. It's time to do it. So, all right. See you in the next video. Bye.